The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
1420 Sports Bar Podcast. For beer, the sports talk, and a whole lot more. Join host Brent Radlinski as he bellies up to the bar and gets the conversations going that'll make you think you're sitting in your local watering room. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans. So sit back, grab a few beers, and let's get in. All right, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for beer, sports talk, and a whole lot more. This show is brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420SEAT over there at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to BellyUpSports.com for all their great articles and other podcasts, such as my guys over there at No Credentials Required, who, if you haven't given that show a listen, is a lot of fun on Thursday night to get ready for the World Series, Yankees baseball, the whole bit, which did get going last night, to say fantastic game, to say the least. A heavyweight battle like we all thought it was going to be. The Dodgers come out victorious with a Freddie Freeman grand slam in extras. Great drama throughout that baseball game. It was a phenomenal game, but I don't know how much the Yankees won, and this might sound like a disgruntled Dodger or Yankee fan, sorry, but more than I think that the Dodgers, they won the game, came out victorious, but I think this was a situation where the New York Yankees lost this game last night more than anything. Just a crazy turn of events of the way that Cole was handled last night. The defensive miscue by Gleyber Torres wasn't a good look on his. That error can't happen in the fourth inning of a game in May, let alone the eighth or ninth inning of a game in October. That was a pure laziness, and that shouldn't have happened. Ohtani got to advance to third, and the rest is history. But the whole thing, it started out, I don't understand the thinking behind taking Garrett Cole out. We talked about it on Pre-Gamers yesterday, that Cole's the guy. He's in those situations for the simple reason they gave him $324 million to start that game in October, and you give him the reins to get this thing done, and he was rolling. He gave the one run in the sixth, I think it was, but it was more so on Soto playing that ball a little bit. He probably shouldn't have. He should have just eaten the double, and the way it goes, at Freeman going to third. But anyways, that doesn't matter a whole bunch right now. Getting Cole at 88 pitches, removing him from the game, changed the whole outcome of that baseball game, and maybe a few games to go ahead in this World Series, because they used a whole bunch of arms they didn't have to, and Cole was rolling. And if anybody watched the post game last night with Jeter and Ortiz and A-Rod and KB there, it was a fantastic take by Jeter. And if you didn't get to watch it, I did you guys all a favor, and I got it here for you guys to have a listen.
Yeah, look, I know we talk about this all the time, and I don't want to be one of these guys that say back in the day when we played. But we were talking about when we were playing the Mets in 2000, Al Leiter pitched Game 6. He threw 140-something pitches. 140-something pitches. Garrett Cole was dominating this game. He was dominating the game. Yeah. And if you take him out after 88 pitches for I don't know what reason, it's a domino effect on not only this game tonight, tomorrow's game, and the rest of the series. I just think when you have someone that's dealing like Garrett Cole was dealing tonight, you leave him out there as long as you can.
It wouldn't have hurt the Yankees to leave Cole in. I was sitting there shocked when they made the pitching change. I could not believe what I was seeing. It didn't make any sense that Boone did it at that point. Let him get into some actual trouble. He was rolling. He was in the bottom half of the order at that point. So now it changes the outcome of that game last night, and then it changes the different games, as Jeter just said. It changed a lot of things moving forward, because a lot more arms were used last night. And then even last night when they was happening, and they made the pitching change in the ninth, I was like, well, that's gonna if this goes to 10, they're not gonna have anybody to go to 10th to the 11th, if on and on it went, and then it didn't get there. It's crazy the way this turned out. And then let's get into bringing in Nestor Cortes in last night. I didn't understand that move at all. That made zero sense to me, to bring Cortes in that situation. It didn't. He hadn't pitched in 28 days. You had guys who were rolling in the bullpen. I don't understand why that happened. I don't understand why you would go with Cortes, who hasn't pitched in a couple of weeks or in 4 weeks, and he pitched a few bullpen sessions here and there. He said he was ready to go. He said his arm, like we talked about yesterday, he said his arm was going to be okay. His arm was going to, he's going to foresee his future a little bit for next season and the seasons after, and to not go to the guys who got you there. That didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand why they would pull Cole and then put Cortes in the 10th. It didn't make any sense to me. I do not understand why they would have done it. It made no sense. Tim Hill had been so good in the playoffs, and then Boone, it was even worse. Boone's take about why they went with Cortes and not with Hill made even less sense, because he said that Cortes looked good in some bullpen sessions. His arm looked good. You know who's looked really good in actual game situations? Tim Hill. Tim Hill has been phenomenal in these playoffs. Yeah, he had one rough outing there, but he has been so good in these playoffs. Lefty on lefties have given up 1 home run all season. It's been great in the playoffs. Tim Hill has been so good in these playoffs, and so he's been proving it game in, game out. And you can't play for the 11th inning at that point. You can't play for the 12th inning at that point. You have to play for now. You had 3 back-to-back Hall of Famers potentially in Freeman, Betts, and Ohtani. You can't go with a guy who hasn't pitched in 4 weeks. It makes zero sense why you would go with a guy who's not pitched in 4 weeks when they had a chance to throw Hill in there in the 10th to maybe finish it off and then get the 11th. You can't hope with Nestor Cortes. And Cortes threw 2 pitches. Great play by Verdugo, by the way. And that's what I thought the Yankees might have had a chance last night. With a play like that, diving into the stands, made that play. I thought it was phenomenal. It was a great play. So, and Verdugo made a great diving catch early in the game last night, too. As much as I crap on Verdugo and his appearance, he plays a really, really good defense. But let's get back to Hill and Cortes. Aaron Boone's got some explaining to do, not to me, but to Yankee faithful all over the place. That explanation was ridiculous. The Yankees really, really need to take a long, hard look at their analytics department after that debacle last night. Having a pitch count at Chavez Ravine, when we talked about it a lot last night, when we give the 14-20 tip of the cap to Fernando Valenzuela, who went to a complete game. This was 1981, pitched 140-some pitches, walked 9, struck out 4, gave up 2 home runs, and on it goes. But they stuck with them. And that's what got you doing the playoffs. You go with your horses. Cole should never have been pulled at 88 pitches. Let him get to 120, or let him get in trouble. Let him get in trouble. To go to guys to keep using arms and using arms and using arms. And I hate to keep beating this dead horse, but the more opportunities or more chances you give human beings, and the more human beings you involve in stuff, the more of a chance it is it's going to get screwed up. And Boone did it again last night. It makes zero sense why you would pull a guy, the probably one of the best pitchers of our generation, at 88 pitches in the World Series on the road when you know you have to win. You know it. You know you have to win one of the 2 games. He's giving you the start that you want. He's giving you the start that you paid him all this money for. And then you take him out of the game. And then to go to Cortes in the 10th. I don't understand it. This one's on Boone. This one's on Boone. But actually, you know what? It's not. You know who this game is on? Aaron freaking Judge. I am so sick of the free pass this guy's getting that he might do something. He might do something. He might do something. You know what? He's not. Let's just state it. The guy is not getting it done when it matters most. 15 home runs in his playoff career. Yeah, that looks great. Powder puff home runs. That mean nothing in non-consequential innings. We're not talking about Boone. We're not talking about Cortes. We're not talking about the pitching changes. We're not talking about what if and the error that Torres made. We're not talking about any of that. We aren't talking about any of it. If Aaron Judge can get a hit, and I'm not talking a home run, if Aaron Judge can do anything of consequences, he got 1 hit last night. If he can do anything of consequence from the first inning again, second, third, fourth, you know what? Anything. Strike out your first 3 at-bats. That's the problem. It's not on Boone. It's not on Cortes. It's not on the front office. It's not on the analytics nerds. It's not on anything. That loss last night, we're not talking about any of that other crap. If Aaron Judge puts bat to ball, striking out doesn't do anybody any good. And he did it again last night. Again. The guy is not a playoff performer. He's not. Stanton did his job. 2-run skyscraper again last night. He did his job. Everybody else getting on base, doing something. Even Jazz Chisholm, who I crap on nonstop on this show, got on base, stole 3 bases last night, scored what should have been the winning run of the game. Judge, again, did nothing. This is on Judge. This is solely on Aaron Judge. Bat to ball. Bat to ball. I do not understand how the hell this guy gets a free pass day in, day out by the media. Because he smiles and he has a home run chases. And for those stupid announcers last night, Schmaltz, I don't even know the other guy's bloody name, Joe Davis, who has a good call on the Freeman home run. It's reminiscent of the Vince Scully 88. Like, apparently it was at the exact same time of night that happened. But anyways, let's get back to Joe Davis. For Joe Davis to say Aaron Judge knows pressure. He knows pressure because he's been on a home run chase. Who gives a fiddler's rat's ass about a home run chase when it's October? Nobody gave a crap about that home run chase this year. He got to 58. Nobody cared. A home run in March in freaking Detroit means, or April or May, means nothing. A home run chase is not the same pressure as a World Series at bat. So for these two morons to say that he knows pressure because of a home run chase, that's stupid and idiotic. Judge needs to be held accountable. He has folded under pressure, folded like a cheap lawn chair. Under pressure, night in, night out. This loss last night is on Aaron Judge. It's not the end of the world. He can come back and do something, but I have zero faith in Aaron Judge doing anything moving forward for this team. Anything. Because he's proven it night in, night out. Do I hope he does something? I'm going to cheer for him? Yep. But I ain't holding my breath. I'm not waiting for Judge to do something. Be like waiting for the real Santa Claus to show up. Doesn't exist. Because it hasn't happened yet. Aaron Judge knows pressure. Yeah, he knows pressure and his butthole clenches up. He hasn't done anything to prove what I'm saying wrong. Could he do it tonight? Yeah. Is this the end of the world for the Yankees? No. You remember 96, they lost the first 2. It happened. 81, the Dodgers lost the first 2. The Dodgers came back and won that World Series. You can always come back. But Aaron Judge is to blame for this. We aren't talking about anything if Judge gets a hit at a consequential time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that he gets a free pass. Comes on afterwards smiling. Quit smiling for the interview. Pretend that a loss hurts once in a while. Because that loss hurt last night. That loss hurt last night, and it's on you. Be better. Bat to ball. Not everything has to go 480 frickin' feet. Get a base hit. Move the runners over. Do something. Maybe, just maybe, try something different than flailing away at a changeup over and over and over again. Disgusting. Face of the franchise. My ass. Moose Hildebrand last night, friend of the show, longtime friend. He said, this guy's not a captain. This guy's not a captain. Until you actually do something of consequence, you shouldn't get that. I'm not a big captain and baseball guy. Judge was awful again last night. This loss is on him. I cannot believe that he gets a free pass because he hits non-consequential home runs in frickin' June. Yeah, 58's great. 58's great. Get one in October. That matters. Last night. Cement your place in history, in Yankees history. You're nothing. You're nothing until you win something. That's what matters. And I don't care about the other 27 championships before this. I care about this one. Because it's hard to get back. It's hard to get back. One game the series does not make. I understand that. But he has to get better. It's a race to 4, and he blew it last night. He had chance after chance after chance to do something last night and didn't get it done. This is on Judge. We're not talking about any of the other crap if Judge gets a hit. Anything. Anything. Verdugo played great defense. Cole did his job. Stanton did his job. Like, Chisholm Jr. stole 3 bases. He did his job. They all did their job, except one guy who didn't. Aaron frickin' Judge. Nose pressure. Joe Davis and Schmaltz, both of them should shut up. I thought that broadcast was awful last night, and the umpire was awful as well last night. That strike zone was erratic, to say the least. And I'm not because the Yankee. It was for both sides. It was a both sides thing. That umpire was atrocious last night. To have the 32nd best umpire in the league this year getting a World Series Game 1 assignment start, why not get the top 8 guys? That's a crazy idea. What a crazy thought. Put your best 8 guys out there. Not the 32nd, the 43rd, their first World Series. What the hell is this? It's the Fall Classic. Best on best, especially these 2 franchises, the best 2 franchises in baseball. Let's put the 32nd best team out there of umpires. Where's the logic there? You know what? Nobody cares about the Yankees, Dodgers. Let's put the Chicago White Sox out there because, let's be fair. It's a joke. Last night, Aaron Judge is a joke. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope people are mad at me for saying that. But Aaron Judge is an absolute joke. And until he proves me wrong, he'll be a joke. I'm going to cheer for him tonight. I'm going to be happy to see him do something. And he can shove it down my throat. I don't care. He has to start doing something in the postseason. And this is the time for him to do it. If Judge comes up lame again this year, well, it's your fault, Yankees. It's your fault. Change the lineup maybe tonight. Change the lineup. He obviously can't hit third. Hit him 5th. Do something. This one's on Judge. And I was actually thinking last night when we were watching the game, me and Deanna were down here in the Yankee Tavern North watching the game. Great game. I'm upset the Yankees lost. I am. I'm upset. It was a bummer. There's no getting around that. Boone pulling Cole sucked. Cortes going in sucked. The air sucked from Torres. That all sucked. The outcome of the game was fantastic. The outcome of the game was absolutely. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Hit him second. Have Soto protect him. Do something. Because he's seeing pitches. I don't know. Maybe he's got to start just walking like he used to. Wouldn't hurt. But I was thinking about Joe Davis because I'm sick of listening to Smoltz. I really am. I'm sick of the analytics. It's World Series. I'm going to cue the time tonight. I'm going to have John and Susan playing. Find a way to get that queued up properly. It's just it's a little bit of work on my end to make it work, but it's one of those things. I'll make it work next. I'm sick of Smoltz. I am so sick of John Smoltz. You won. I don't know. Did he get the one World Series? And I don't know what he did after he left Atlanta. They make him the messiah of the playoffs. What happened in Atlanta? Atlanta did nothing. Like Judge. Same thing. The Atlanta Judges. Same thing. I'll get over it. I'll be okay. There's still 3 more games to go before we're calling for a disaster. I was hoping for a great World Series, and if the rest of the games are nearly as good as this one, we're in for a doozy. Just need one of the teams to make it a series because you got to start winning a little bit. Yankees got a chance tonight. Rodon hasn't been my favorite. He's been really good his last 2 starts. We'll talk more about tonight's game during pre-gamers. I think we'll get on about 4:30 Mountain Standard Time and get over to the game 4 to for later on tonight, but just figured I'd jump on and rant a little bit, get the negativity out of my system before it turns out, before it's happened here. Best color guy is Ben McDonald, brings great knowledge to the game and broadcast. Yanks only have to clip one of 2. Yeah, I'm not worried yet. I'm not worried about the Yankees yet. They have a chance to get something done tonight. They lost the game last night. They probably shouldn't have, and that's kind of a blessing. As dumb as that sounds, when you lose a game you should have won that you're in it, then you can say, you know what, the Dodgers only got what we gave them. The Dodgers only benefited from what, and I say we, I'm not a part of the team. The Dodgers only got what the Yankees gifted them by the pitching changes and Judge not hitting it, and that's how baseball works. I understand that, but if the Yankees play 10, 12% better than they did last night, they'll be fine though, and then win that they'll win the ball game. They should have won the ball game last night, didn't. And that's the way baseball goes. Freddie Freeman, congratulations to him, Canadian boy, or Canadian roots, not Canadian boy. But it was a great game. What we're looking for this World Series. So here's hoping that game 2 is half as good as game 1. I just hope the outcome might be a little bit different. Anyways, there's 1420 in the morning, brought to you by SeatGeek.com and the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420SEAT at SeatGeek.com. Tell your friends about the show. Listen to a little bit of pregame. Come for pregamers a little bit later on. Might have a couple to during the day to calm the old nerves and get going. So anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe to our show today on YouTube and everywhere else to get your podcast. And anyways, go Yankees. And remember, it doesn't matter where you are. It's who you're with. Have a good day, folks. We'll talk to you in a few hours. You just listened to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 Beer with Sports, talking a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Let's get into it.